Welcome to Rev and BP, the podcast where real estate meets romance and absolutely nothing is off limits. Meet your hosts, Ben Stentz of Lux Property Group, your go-to guy for luxury homes, killer deals, and occasional dad jokes, and Kristen Gonzalez of Hype Woman Productions, wedding planner, chaos coordinator, and certified vibe curator. They're cousins, they're besties, and they bring the energy. From love and real estate to big life moves and beautiful spaces, and mostly a bunch of random shit you didn't need to know. Pull up a chair, pour up a drink, and get ready to laugh, learn, and low-key spiral with the best cousin combo in the game. This is Rev and BP. Let's get into it.
Yes,
Woo!
vibe curator, Kristen Gonzalez, vibe curator. That's my favorite line from the intro.
Vibe curator. Woo! Got the mood lighting set.
You always, yeah, your lighting's better than mine, your vibe and your mood is better than mine. And I don't know exactly what it means to be a vibe curator, but I like it.
Here for it.
Yeah.
Here for it. Thank you, Chat GPT.
Chat GPT for the win. What's up with you? What's new with Hype Woman Productions? Tell me.
Um, Thanks for asking. Really fun update. So, one of my team members, Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
who is based in Austin, she's amazing. She's actually going to be here in town, staying at my house this coming week because we have a wedding on Saturday. So excited about it. But her brother is getting married this fall. And she was like, "You got to meet him and his fiance. I feel like you guys are going to hit it off. Like, I want you to plan their wedding." And so met with them, met with the maid of honor who's gifting them a planner, which is so awesome of her
That's
to
cool.
recognize, yeah, that it's a really great service. So we're going to Lake Tahoe in
Yes,
like
we are.
we're going to Lake Tahoe in like 4 months. September, at the time when I first talked to them, sounded so far away, but it's like tomorrow. So,
Well, I checked my calendar. I'm still free, so I can't wait. September's a great month for Tahoe, from what I hear. And
yes,
I'll
yes.
once you decide what my role will be, just let me know. And I mean,
I know what it is. I got it.
usher,
Vibe curator.
I could curate a vibe. It's probably a different vibe than you, but I can curate my own vibe. So yeah, I'll block it out on my calendar.
Right on, right on. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm super pumped. Have you been to Tahoe before?
I have not.
I have. We went one time. We went in October a couple years ago. Flew into Reno, stayed on the Nevada side, so I get to go about 20 minutes east on the California side. So I'm super excited to try a different area.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I've been looking online actually at things out that way. Me and
Mm.
my lovely wife are trying to put together some kind of a trip in November, early November for our 10th wedding anniversary, and we've been talking about maybe like Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
Vegas, Grand Canyon, something something. So I don't know. It's still in development, but I've
Ooh.
been researching.
Okay. I love to hear that. A big 1-0. That's craziness.
Big 1-0. Yeah.
I feel like we have to unpack that on another day.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot to unpack. Yeah, yeah.
10 years, that's a long time. I
It is
love to hear it.
it is a lot.
We'll do something special for that episode when it's like 10-year anniversary week.
Yes, maybe we'll bring her on
Bring
as
the
our,
doctor
our
on.
guest. Yeah.
We have to.
Get her perspective on the last 10 years of marital bliss and see what she thinks.
Yes. Yes, I love it. In the meantime, what is new with the Luxors? Give us the scoop.
Those darn Luxors. The Luxors got a lot going on. We was just talking with my buddy Larry earlier. I think we have like 6 settlements in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So it's the kind of weird rhythm of residential real estate is you spend a lot of time working on things and showing people homes and doing open houses and all the stuff that comes with it. And then, a couple months later or so, all of a sudden you can see the finish line for each of those
Mhm.
individual kind of threads. And it's kind of cool when we have like a cluster of them that are all going to settle within a
Yeah.
couple of weeks. So it's, it's the end of the finish line. And of course, someone's going to be buying a new house and they're excited, or selling a house and starting a new chapter. For us, it's kind of like put a bow on it. Hopefully
Yeah.
we did great work for our people and they're happy and we're happy and it's an exciting day. And of course, that's the day we get paid too. So that's also great.
Extra exciting day.
That's extra exciting and important. So yeah, we're excited, and just
Nice.
that wave, one wave ending, and like a whole nother wave of clients starting. So it's all the cycle's kind of always happening.
Do you guys do the big like keys or big sign when people close? What's y'all's kind of photo op that you do?
Yeah, I have a couple of those signs. They're not in the shape of a key, but I have a couple different
Yeah.
ones. And some of the settlement attorneys have like a generic one or one with their name on it. So we'll
Mm,
grab whatever we have. I've learned to kind of just play it by ear. Not all clients really want to do like a big photo op.
mm,
Not that they're not happy or excited or
yeah,
feel good about things, but that's not everybody's vibe.
sure,
So
sure.
I'm always kind of like ready to do it, but I just kind of read the moment, and sometimes I just don't even bring it up because I just don't feel like it's what people are feeling in the moment. But
Yeah.
and then sometimes like there's one particular attorney that we do settlements with who she's wonderful. She always brings like makes mimosas like at settlement, like at the end, like as a celebratory thing, and
Yeah.
so she's a vibe curator in her own
I
way.
can see, I can hear
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So, everybody does different stuff, and we always give some pretty cool gifts to our clients at settlement, just as like a thank you for trusting us to represent their best interest. And I like doing the gifts. I try to be a little personal with it, and not
Yeah.
just, like here's a $25 gift card to Texas Roadhouse, like
Right on.
try
Speaking
to,
my language.
yeah, I mean, nothing
I
wrong
thought you were gonna say Wawa, but came out of left field with the Texas Roadhouse.
nothing wrong with the Roadhouse. I'm not,
Love it.
knocking it, but yeah, so we do different stuff, but
Yeah.
so we're cooking and things
Cook.
are moving. Yeah.
I love it. I actually was on the phone with my local realtor. If you listen to last week's episode, you know we were talking about realtor.
Yes.
Is May 15th the protest deadline for everyone, or is that like a state or like like district thing
On your tax
for
appeal?
tax? Yeah.
No, that's probably just your town because
Oh.
everybody has like different cycles they do their taxes on. So yeah,
Oh.
probably either your town or your county.
Yeah. Well, good luck to people if you need to do it. Our deadline is in 2 days, so I called my realtor up and I was like, "Hey, SOS,
Yeah.
help." And you guys are just so great and helpful. So I'm sure that there are normal, you know, questions or services during your routine operation. But then maybe you probably get some one-off calls for some wackadoodles like me who's like, I own a home and I don't know what I'm doing. SOS help. I need you like right now.
Yeah, for sure we do get those calls. I mean I love those calls because my goal at each settlement is to figure out how to maintain that relationship, going forward with people. And if I can help with something like that, or here so many people have second homes, and so often I'll get a text, from a client who says, "Hey, I mistakenly sent an Amazon package to my house there, like it's on the porch. Anyway, you could like throw it in my garage for me, like
Oh,
random stuff like that." Uh,
whoa, concierge level service.
oh
Let's
yeah, no,
go.
we go all out. I joke that I have the garage code to like everybody in this county's house. I've got more garage codes saved on my phone. Um, so yeah, we do
Sounds like
stuff
a
like that.
side hustle.
Yeah, well, speaking of concierge, we've been kind of trying to slowly develop. There are companies that are kind of like home concierges here,
Mhm. Mhm.
and we're thinking about maybe developing our own brand of that, where we provide a whole variety of services to folks. Again, particularly those who don't live here full time. Um,
Right on.
there's just things that they may need, and I mean, if you're a client of mine, you're getting most of that for free, but
It stops now. It stops now.
No, no, not for my people, but there's a different level of service we may offer eventually, but it's just hard to find time to get to these like additional layers. We're just
Yeah.
busy. It's hard to like find time to like block everything out and sit down and do it. But we'll see.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love it.
Did you notice the update to
I
the
was just
sign?
looking. I was just looking over your shoulder. 75 days. Let's go.
75 days.
You know, have you seen Along Came Polly where what's his name does that dance? What's his
I've
name?
seen that movie, but it's been like 20 years maybe since I've seen it. I don't know, a long time. So,
Um
is that Ben Stiller?
yeah, Ben Stiller. Okay, thanks. I was just trying to pull up the Google right quick.
The old Googler.
Yep. Yep, that's what I think of when I think of family vacation. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, good timing. I had breakfast today with Captain Jimmy.
You did?
We do that like maybe once a month, and then I got an email later from his wife confirming the bonfire and the boat trip and update. This is breaking news. We're going to do the boat trip as more of a sunset boat.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Recommended by Captain Jimmy. We'll go out. We're going to go down the canal, which is kind of cool because there's like beautiful homes along the canal. And
Yeah.
then we'll come back into the bay like around sunset time. And he said it's really nice that way and not
Okay.
quite as hot, which might be good for some of us. And
Yep.
that's that's happening. It's happening.
That's a great update. I'm ready.
Yeah. 75 days is going to go quick.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Ooh. I need to put a
Hmm.
little time, like a countdown for, well, this is my countdown. I
This
have
is
you.
your countdown. 75 days.
Right on.
I wanted to ask you since last episode, what is
Yep.
this? Episode five, I think. Five? Yeah.
It is. No, I think we're on four actually.
Four? I don't know. Four.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Four, four, four.
Um, any
Let me update that.
any thing you'd like to add about the big news of our new Pope?
Things I would like to add.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, this is a big deal. I think they said there's like 1.7 billion Catholics on the planet.
The
He's the
videos
leader
that
of
I,
he's the leader of 1.7 billion people.
well, I will say a couple things. So one, I now get my news from Instagram, which if you talk to my brother, he's not down for that. If you know him, you know why. Um, but another fun thing is I share my Instagram news with Melanie, and she loves that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I did send her, I think I sent it to you too, which we'll have to get your live reaction on this. A video of apparently, because he's the first ever American Pope, right?
Yeah.
Well, the first Instagram reel that I saw about this is the first time that I really knew that is it called elected in that world?
I don't know if it's
We'll,
elected or
we'll
there's
call it we'll call it elected for
some
the
term.
sake of
Yeah. Yeah.
moving on. Um, is that there was like a son and a daughter and a mom like on that they were like having a three-way FaceTime phone call, and I think what they were talking about, they were watching it live. And then they heard who won, we'll just call it one, whatever was elected. And they were all dying laughing because the mom was like, no way, that was him. And the daughter was dying laughing because apparently her mom dated this pope way back in the day. And they were like, no way, it's not that guy. And they were losing it. So I was like, well,
I mean, that's a strong move. You dated the Pope?
I don't know. I don't know how these things work. But
Um,
pull up the video I sent you. It's nothing too juicy,
was
but
it,
it's
it,
just
it was an Instagram video?
it was on Instagram because
All right,
that's
let
where I
me
get my
see.
news.
I'm pulling it up. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
I simply cannot get enough of Pope Leo the 14th's American brothers. Of course, Bob from Chicago grew up with two brothers. Younger, we have Louis over here posted up in the Hawaiian, and we have Shy John over here to his right. They are hysterical. We have Louis, of course, like any good Midwestern family, you have the MAGA wing of the family. He posted up in Port Charlotte. He probably left Illinois because it was too liberal, too many taxes. I have a quote from him here saying, geez, it was like it was yesterday. I was throwing him down the stairs. He's Pope.
Jeez, I got to watch the rest of that later. That's pretty, I mean, that's pretty intense. That I think that's what that part alone for a lot of people, the fact that he's American born, I guess it just means maybe you can relate a little better. I don't know.
I don't know, but the other brother, like a little bit more into that, I guess little video, was just saying it's so funny. He was FaceTiming him and he's like, yeah, he was speaking Italian and then Spanish. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. But it's like one brother in like a Hawaiian shirt, just like over here, bippity boppity boo, whatever.
It's big news. I happened to have the TV on when he first came out. I was working at the TV on in the background, and it's a pretty overwhelming situation. They like zoomed in on his face, and I was like, there's this massive crowd outside of,
Yes.
in Vatican City, and I was thinking like, is he thinking like, thank you, Jesus, for making me Pope because I want to serve these people as best I can, or is he thinking, holy shit, I can't believe I just got this gig?
Yeah, he kind of looked like he had tears in his eyes, a little kind
Yeah.
of, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, if
It's
you've committed
overwhelming.
your life, particularly your adult life, to the cloth, as we say in the biz,
Ridiculous.
I mean, that's the pinnacle of that work. I mean, like you talk about rare air, not many people get to be the Pope, so I imagine he might have some tears in his eyes. But he came out there, by the way, you talk about a baller move. Dude came out there and like spit out a little summary for the crowd in Latin, Spanish, and Italian like it was nobody's business. And I was
I
like,
thought of you. I thought of you.
I thought of me too. I don't have the Angie told me I need to work on my Latin, and I was like, all right, I'll work on my Latin.
Oh God.
No,
Oh man, American Pope. It's crazy, you know?
I do have a hot take on this though.
Oh, okay. Here for it.
I can't take credit for it. I read this. I guess I should give credit to ABC News, is where I read this, but I don't want to throw you off with this curveball I'm about to pitch, but the new pope, I think the new pope might be black. The new pope, this is like real, this isn't like this is real info. The new pope's grandparents on his mother's side are both of Haitian descent
Huh.
and
Well,
eventually got to the US and were like down in like the Louisiana area. And then they eventually migrated north like lots of black folks did at a certain period of time because there was thought to be better opportunities north. And they ended up in Chicago, which is where she met her eventual husband, who's like, or she had her kids, and then she met her husband, which is the Pope's parents. So I'm just
mm,
throwing that out there as like bonus points. Not only is he from America, but he's multi-ethnic,
yeah.
which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I mean, what
I would
that
never
is,
have guessed looking at him.
yeah, well, I mean, he's a couple generations removed from,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's a beautiful thing because that's what this world is. I mean, this world is a melting pot, and that's I think that's beautiful.
I have some porcelain skin with the last name Gonzalez, but if you ask around, I got a little bit more flavor in me than that.
Well, that's my point. I mean, you are as Portuguese as they come.
Let's go.
Married to a young man who is a Mexican American, his family, and so yeah, it's beautiful. It's all blended together, and at the end of the day, like it's great. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
way it
it's
works.
cool.
It's the way it works.
It's kind of cool though. I feel like we've got to see a lot of like firsts, I guess. So that's one of them. First American Pope.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I'm not Catholic, but my wife is, and so I got to act right.
Mm.
She doesn't play. Um, Side note, when me and Angie were in Rome one time, many years ago, happened to be Good Friday,
Oh wow.
and we were sitting at this little cafe in Rome eating, And all of a sudden, like coming down the street, there were like hundreds of priests, like dressed to the nines. And we were like, what's happening? And then we
Yeah.
realized we were right down the street from the Coliseum that the Pope was doing the station, what's it called? Station of the Crosses,
Okay.
like his Good Friday ceremony at the Coliseum. And we walked down and watched some of it. We saw the Pope, not this Pope, the previous Pope. We saw him live, doing his thing
That's
in Rome.
crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see.
Wow. That
Yeah,
is really cool.
yeah.
I
So
grew up Catholic, but don't practice. The wedding actually this weekend, the couple texted me yesterday, today. They were like, "Hey, we want to take communion during the ceremony.
right.
They're gonna bring some bread, bring some wine."
There you go.
Love that.
Listen, that's you got you. That's why you're the bad bee because you could do it however they want to do it.
Have you ever had the little wafers at a Catholic church though? You have.
I have, yeah, a few times over the
What's
years.
your hot take on that? Are the little wafers tasty to you or bland?
They're bland, but if they follow it up with that little plastic cup of grape juice, then I'm like all in because that juice washes it down, and it's the grape juice is so sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they had real wine at the church that I grew up in.
Probably. I think grape juice is more of a recent thing, to keep it
Yeah.
generic and
Yeah. Along with everybody's backwash. It was a good time back in the 90s.
90s. Woo.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, I want to switch it up on you and ask you a question. I've been thinking a lot um, about my business and your business and people who start businesses and go out on a limb to try something different. I think what got me thinking about it is I was listening to another podcast. Yes, I do listen to other podcasts besides Rev and BP. And it happened to be Joe Rogan, who I listen to a
Oh,
lot because I think he's got like the craziest mix of guests, and I'm always intrigued by different people. But he had Jose Andre on, who's the chef from the what's it called, like the World Kitchen.
okay.
He's the guy, like when there's like natural disasters around the world, he will go there and kind of mobilize this massive operation to feed people like in real time. He's
Whoa.
he's from Spain. He's a Spanish gentleman, very famous. Anyway, he was talking a lot about things, and he said something that I think maybe I texted you, and he said that he believes life begins at the edge of your comfort zone.
Mm.
And that really stuck with me. I was thinking about that and about when I decided to start my business, and then a couple years later when you decided to start your business, and we had lots of conversations, and certainly we were getting or past the edge of our comfort zones doing so. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think that's totally true, but in like the best way. I feel like you're, at least for me, my body and mind kind of knew that it was time. You know, you just
Yeah.
are doing whatever you're doing and you're like, I don't love this anymore. I don't have any passion in it. And you kind of have a little bit of another thought of what you could be doing. And then it's like, oh, that pit in your stomach. Like I had that pit for 2 full days, like 2.5 days, like the end of the Friday. And then I stopped working and I was like, ugh, like, what am I gonna do? I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
So mine kind of started where I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I couldn't do that thing anymore.
Right.
Um, so I kind of think letting go and trusting that gut feeling, that little burning in your tum tum
Mhm.
is not a bad thing. I
Yeah.
say I say jump and do it.
No, I agree. I don't think it's a bad thing, but it's everybody's situation's different. I mean, you
Yeah.
could you could have a steady job with a steady paycheck and have these ideas in your head about other things you want to do, or you could hate that job. But depending on your financial situation, your family dynamics, you might not ever be able to pull the trigger and do what you did or what I did. Or it just may be exponentially harder.
Yeah.
Not to minimize how hard it was for me or for you, but I mean, everybody's situation's different. But yeah, I think to his point about, getting outside of your comfort zone, that the reason that resonated with me is because that's kind of the thought I was having for a year or two before I left my job, was that I had been doing it for a long time, and for the most part, I think my team did it really well. And I just started thinking, I don't know that there's anything else here monumental for me to take on. I mean, we're
Hmm.
just going to keep doing what we do, and it's important, and we're good at it, and there's enjoyable moments, threaded through those days. But I wanted to like learn something new and like just have a fresh challenge. Like
Yeah.
I needed a challenge. I could have done that job for 15 more years because I had plenty of juice in
Hmm.
town and in that organization where they weren't going to mess with me. They knew they couldn't mess with me. I had been there longer than those politicians, and I had I had a lot more street cred than they did. So I could have just sat there and been like, whatever. But it's just, I don't know. Challenge is good, and challenging your brain to learn things and figure things out, I think is probably healthy.
Yeah. I do agree. Um, what was I gonna say? I think that even if you don't feel like you need to be challenged, maybe it's just like a different atmosphere or something that you need. Or it's like, what are you doing now that maybe you could hone in on and just do that a little bit better? Maybe it's at a different company, maybe it is starting your own business. Um, a lot back in the day, like years ago, all my close girlfriends are their have their own business. And I
Hmm.
would always say to them, I could never do that. I don't have the balls. I
Right.
could never do what you guys are doing. And now I look back and I'm like, it was so crazy because at my end point, it was so easy for me to be like, I can't do this anymore. And now I'm just gonna do this. And I'm starting it. And like, for me, it felt easy. Again, like you said, it might not be that way for everybody, but I think that's what makes it really good. And when you know that you're in the right spot and you should be doing what you're doing, it's like if it does feel like it's not a pain in the ass.
Yeah. 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 It's
Yeah.
I guess I do think back about it sometimes. It'll be 4 years for me, pretty coming up in a few weeks. And I think back like, was I a little naive to do what I did? And maybe I've had a lot of people say to me like, that was ballsy.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were making good money, well into the six figures, a ton of like paid time off, benefits, blah, blah, all this
Yep.
stuff. That's all true. Um, I think part of it, it was just I needed to change, but part of it was my ego because there were there was this like storyline that somehow developed like he'll never leave.
Mm.
And I was like, oh yeah, well, watch this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I was maybe a little bit naive, but again, I think it just depends on your situation. I mean, I had planned it enough that I had a little bit of money set aside. I know you did too, because we talked about this, kind of like the emergency money if this plan you have totally fails immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, can you survive and pay your bills? So I'm trying to think, if I had advice for anybody else who was thinking about doing something, it would be to take your time and plan ahead, try to save some money. Obviously, if you have a significant other, getting that person on board with you and support of you is critical. And just be prepared for some ups and downs because owning your own business has a lot of great things about it. But when you're new, there's some scary nights when you're laying in bed thinking, Well, I don't have a wedding on the calendar for the next 11 weeks. What am I going to do between now and then?
Totally. But you
But
know
then,
what?
yeah,
The part of that, because that's like happening for me right now, right? Like if we're looking ahead, it's like weddings are kind of down right now for some reason, right? Like buying bread and milk at the store is hard for everybody. We
right,
we went grocery shopping today and we're like, okay, so maybe we should talk about putting our money in different places, who's paying for what, that type of thing. Won't get too much into it, but it's like yeah, the it's like what is it? A silver lining, right? Okay, so you start your own thing. Now you have so much time to do what you love and you are full throttle in it, super passionate. Okay, but maybe there's an ebb and flow and on the valley part of it, if you're not at your peak, you're at your valley. And now you're like, okay, I have nothing going on. But the beauty about that is now you have time and flexibility to figure out what else you can do.
right.
Right. So we just did a website update for us, and it's like we were doing weddings, and now I'm adding events in there too, because I do pick up other work. And
Right.
at first, honestly, I was like, I feel a little bit ashamed that I'm not doing stuff for my business. Like I felt kind of weird about it that do I want people to know that?
Right.
Like do I want people to know that I'm picking up work for other companies? But like that's what makes us good is that we're not just weddings. We can do so much more than that and it kind of rounds out our purpose of doing what we're doing and our capabilities for any client. So then I was like, you know what? F it. I'm putting it all on the website and I'm gonna be proud to say that we're doing weddings and events and whatever else we have going on. And so it's like I create a lot of rules and guidelines for myself and sometimes I just need to let that go. And
Yeah.
then it's all fine.
Yeah. Well, we're constantly adjusting and
Yeah,
evolving and changing the way we think about things. And that's what you're doing with a relatively young business that you started. And without bragging on you, you've done more in your first couple years than a lot of people have done. So you should feel good about it.
thank you. Likewise, boy.
Yeah, no, we're doing it. We're doing it. Well, I have a different topic I want to bring up, and
Okay.
this is very funny because I've gotten from other episodes that people have seen snippets of or they've watched. We're starting to get some viewer feedback, questions from viewers. Yeah, yeah. So I wrote down a few of these.
Not the viewers.
Yeah, some viewer feedback. I wrote down a few of these, and I'm just going to throw them at you.
Okay.
They're not crazy. They're
Is
just
it like, hey, Kristen should brush her hair? Like, what kind of feedback are
well,
we
I,
getting?
well, I have a few. So here's the first one. Um,
Nervous.
I don't even know if I should
Are you
say.
giving names or are you giving from
I'm
like
gonna, I'm gonna I'm
state
gonna
and
I'm gonna leave the names out. I'm just gonna the question. So the first one was, are you
from
guys
Columbus, New Jersey? Who we know
no
exactly.
name, no name. The first question is, are you guys really cousins? That was somebody asked me that.
Yeah.
So the answer, if you're watching, yes, we are really cousins.
Yep.
True
Yep.
story. True story.
Yes.
Um, the second one is funny. Somebody noticed that whenever I really laugh on the pod, I go like this, like,
I
why
did.
does Ben always lean back when he laughs? And I don't have an answer other than I feel like that's kind of a natural thing to like throw your head back, like, ah,
Yeah, you need more space to take it all in.
yeah, ah.
I knew that was the answer, though.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
These
Somebody
are great. These are great. These are great.
I mean, it's just like people are watching and they're like intrigued, like, what are these two jokers doing? Um, my mom called me, and she wants to know, God bless my mom, does Kristen really come to Delaware every week to do the podcast?
Hell yeah, brother.
Yes, she does tax write-off, hashtag write-offs. Yes, I told her, I said, yes, mom, she comes here every Monday at 5 o'clock for about 75 minutes and then she goes home.
And then I go home. Yeah.
Uh, Somebody wanted to know is BP single?
Sadly, no.
And I said no. Well, I
Got
didn't say it.
icing.
I'm saying it now. No, my co-host is not single. She's happily married to Dustin, my cousin. What is it? What's Dustin? He's like my cousin, my my cousin-in-law. He's just my cousin. I don't know.
Cousin, yeah.
Married to my cousin. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah.
she's not single. She's off the market, people. We know she's
Yep.
beautiful and sassy and all these things, but unavailable. Sorry,
Since 2009, baby.
since
Woo!
2009. By the way, sidebar, Graham said to me over the weekend that she said, ever since Kristen met him in college, I always liked him.
Oh, great.
Yeah, she's been a big Dustin fan apparently since '09.
I know. So we called her and then he got to talk to her and she was just loving it.
Yeah.
She loves some Dustin time.
Yes. She was also telling me some story. I don't know who she was talking about.
Uh-oh.
There
Sorry.
was she was taking a picture or something with somebody and she made reference to like touching their butt.
Oh no.
And then she said to maybe I shouldn't say this. My mother-in-law is going to kill me when she sees this. She
Don't say it. Say it.
she said something like, "You've heard her say this type of thing before, something to the effect of, it's been a long time since I've felt the touch of a man's butt," or something like that.
It's just like it's been a long time since I felt the touch of a man,
Yeah,
period.
yeah, she's definitely said that before.
Good old
Good
Hildegard.
old Hilda, yeah.
We're getting her a gold chain, by the way. We decided, I think before we started recording.
Yes, Graham still got good jewelry, but we're going to step it up and get her a big fat gold piece that with either an H for Hilda or a C for Costa or
Yeah.
a G for Graham. Uh, I don't know, all these things.
Yeah. I love it.
So
What
that
else are the viewers saying?
I only have
Okay.
one more viewer comment, and the comment was, how do you ensure that that dog is on the bed every episode?
Oh, what's her spot?
I mean, if you weren't in that room, would she be laying there?
Sometimes
She's out right now.
she is out. Well, there's one underneath me. They're in the same spot every time.
Brax
Yep.
attack.
Yep. He's down below.
I don't know where the cat is. I saw her earlier, but
Sade.
she's upstairs. She's actually upstairs, probably waiting for me to come up there and feed her. This is right about 6:15,
Oh,
six
yeah.
thirty time for her fourth meal of the day.
We love a fourth meal. We love.
We do four smaller meals. How she keeps her figure right.
Yeah, right on. Sade.
So thank you to the people that asked questions and said
Yeah, that
if
was so much fun.
we need more of that. We'll do that. Maybe we'll do that every episode because people have funny things to say. There were a couple others that were like R-rated that I'm not going to say because they were just people being obnoxious. But
Okay, you'll tell me later.
I'll tell you later. Um, I was also thinking. I don't know who it's going to be, but I feel like next episode maybe it's time to bring on another guest,
Yeah, yeah. I have a couple thoughts.
like
I
that
have a
you want to
couple
share
thoughts.
now, or is this like offline share because we want to surprise the viewers? I don't know. What do you think?
I think it will be a family member.
Okay.
I think it'll be a family member. That's all I have for now.
Okay. Well, there's some good options. I mean, there's our nephew. He's my nephew. I guess he's your cousin,
He's my cousin.
Jaden Lopez, who's like, I mean, talk about a guy who's living his best life in a critical moment. He's like 30 days away from graduating high school. His
Yeah,
prom's coming up. He's got into college. He soon is gonna like find out who his roommate is. Like all these exciting, really like critical life, like moments are
yeah,
happening for him. So he'd be a good one because he's an interesting dude. So maybe the J Dog, uh,
yep.
Jay Swizzle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
That'd be a
Well,
good one.
we could we'll have to ask him. That's exactly who I was thinking. So spoiler alert. I
Right.
already knew, I think, but we'll have to ask him. So yes, we'll have him on. We'll have to ask him about his what's it called? His like rap battle that he had.
Yes.
And then we'll have to play that for the people.
Yes,
if he'll let us.
that would be good. Yeah, we'll ask him about that. Depending on how things go, we can ask him about the prom. Although in the text thread, I'm a little confused if he had a
That was
date, maybe he doesn't have a date, so I don't want to bring that up on the pod if it's like a sensitive subject. But
very suspect, though. I was surprised because his mom was surprised that, and I was like, what's going on? And he wouldn't tell any of us. So he'll have to definitely reveal what's going on.
he will. Jaden's a confident guy, and however it plays out, Jaden will be fine.
I love it.
Also, another big thing for him, and I talked to him about it yesterday. He's the president of the senior class, so he's going to speak at graduation.
Yeah.
And he showed me, I guess he's got to submit his speech for review by the principal or somebody pretty soon. And he showed me the
Okay.
last year the kid who spoke, the video, and the kid did a nice job. And they wanted me to watch it. And then him and Steph were like, "What do you think?" And I did like a dramatic pause, and I said, "You'll be better than that,"
Of course. I don't
because
even know what that other kid said, but of course.
yeah, he'll be better than that. And I said, Jaden, just be you. Don't try to be anything else. Just be you.
Ugh, I wish I could see it live. Y'all will have to record it for me. But I'll be at the party, so you can tell me all about it there. Mm,
Yes, the
mm,
party.
mm.
The party. So speaking of you mentioned his rap battle. It's so funny you said that because I stumbled upon a video earlier.
What would you say my most
Sorry. Wow.
Is that Chat GPT trying to jump up in here?
Sorry.
No, I have a video. I'm going to share my screen. I stumbled upon this, and if YouTube's correct, this is from 17 years ago.
Okay.
This would be my son, as if it's 17 years ago, as roughly an 8 or 9 year old. And he had earbuds in, and he was actually literally listening to like an iPod. So that'll tell you like the time frame. And he was kind of rapping to whatever he was listening to, and I videotaped it, and it is freaking special. Are you ready?
Are we listening or are we watching?
I'm gonna share my screen. I have it on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, Mouse Sparks, like
Yeah,
Bubba Sparks, two
exactly.
X's.
Exactly. All right, here we go. I hope you can hear this.
Buddha, 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 rockin' everywhere. Buddha, 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 everywhere. Buddha, 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 rockin' everywhere. Rockin' everywhere. Rockin' everywhere.
I found you,
Miss
Miss
New
New
Booty.
Booty.
Get
Get
it
it
together and
together
bring
and
it
bring it
back
back
to
to
me.
me. Listen to him.
Oh, isn't that too? Yeah, guys.
Wait.
You, Miss New Booty. Get it together and bring it back to me. Let's go. Yeah, me too.
That's how I sound when I rap
Get
too.
it right. Get it right. Get it
Get
tight.
it right, get it tight.
Right. Get it tight. Get it
Get
right.
it, Mickey?
Get it tight. You. Me. Down now. Down now.
What do you think about that?
That is awesome. Does he know that you're going to show that today?
No.
So when we post this, you'll have to tag him, be like, "What's up, new Miss New Booty?"
Yeah. He's I don't know how he's gonna feel that
That
I
was
shared that.
perfect.
He's seen it before though, so I mean he knows I have it for what it's worth.
Dustin would say that that's how I rap too. If I don't know the words, I'm just like, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, So
Man,
yeah,
I called it like Bubba Sparks.
that was special, right?
Dang.
Man, 17 years ago. Crazy, crazy.
Wow.
Well, before we go, anything else you'd like to add to wrap up episode 4?
Um, I was trying to pull up one thing to be our outro. That's why you heard a little kerfuffle on this side. I apologize for that. And I don't know why it's still doing. What is that? Did you hear that?
I don't know. You said the what's that word? Kerfuffle. I don't even know what that means, but you could
My
just have
elbow was just on my keyboard. Did you hear that sound?
I heard a sound. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, sorry. It was my elbow.
Mm,
No, I have an outro song.
nice.
So I wanted to play that. on the way out.
All right. Well,
Is that okay?
yeah, play it, and we'll be back next week for episode 5, hopefully with a live Zoom guest and more viewer comments, viewer randomness, and more random shit from the Rev and BP. Play that song, girl.
Oh, so maybe hold on. Did you hear that?
I couldn't really hear what was happening. I don't know what's happening right now.
Maybe we don't play that. That I hope nobody heard that. We'll have to edit that part out.
Whoa. Uh, what was happening? I don't even
It,
know what was happening.
I think I found the unclean version and it just started spitting right away with some explicit. So
Ooh,
we can just sing the outro ourselves. I'm living my best life. And that's it.
that's yeah. Don't play the X-rated version. That
My
was
bad.
not a
My
good
bad.
look, but
I wish I could use Spotify, but Dusty Buns is using it right now.
yeah, well, I can't figure out how to make the Spotify play on here anyway. We need some serious technical support.
We really do.
We really do. But what we have, not everybody has. We might not have great technical support, but we got that cousin mojo, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm trying to do it. It's not it. Gosh, I hate ending it like this. Ah.
Right.
All right,
Well,
we'll end it with Ava. Ava,
Ava Marie. Hey
Ava,
girl.
good morning.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's late at night, Ava.
Brax, come here.
Um, Brax Attack, the OG of the dogs. There's the Braxter.
You see that?
Yeah,
Oh, he wants to show his bone. That's a wrap, peeps.
that's a wrap. Hey, shout out to all the haters out there. I appreciate it. I appreciate all you haters. It's what keeps me going.
Bring on the hater views. Let's go.
Yeah, I've been saying for years, if you don't have a few haters, you ain't doing it right.
Okay, on that note,
Know who you are out there. Thanks. Keep hating.
right on. Episode 4, that's a wrap.
All right, Prima. I'll see you next week.
Peace up. A-Town down.
I'm living my best life.